Welcome to a special Yahrzeit edition of the short Vort, the Lilui Nishmas, my mother, Moras Gitel Bas Moshe. The beginning of the new Sefer Vayikra in the first pasuk, Parak Aleph, pasuk Aleph, Vayikra el Moshe, Vayidaber Hashem elav. Hashem called to Moshe and he spoke to him. The Ba'al HaTurim, 1275 to 1340, says that the famous small Aleph in the word Vayikra is because Moshe Rabbeinu was very modest. Moshe Rabbeinu did not want to have it that Hashem formally called him. He wanted it to sound more like it was a chance, the same way by Bilam. It says Vayikar, not Vayikra by Bilam. That's a chance meeting. He didn't want to reveal the honor that Hashem was according him, but Hashem insisted that you have to put an Aleph in it, but a kind of a compromise and an eternal reminder came out through that small little Aleph. Rabeinu Yonah, 1180 to 1263, when he comments on this parsha, he explains the causes of haughtiness, why people are arrogant. Because often it's actually contrary to what people might assume. It reflects the person being a feeling of something lacking inside himself, whether a certain quality trait or a certain amount of knowledge. And with this inferiority complex, he ends up denigrating other people in order to build himself up in his own eyes. So in contrast, haughtiness is not that the person is better, but it's because the person has the opposite feeling. They feel that they're inferior. It's a sign of a shame that they have. One who feels confident in himself or herself has no need to deprecate others or to represent someone other than they are. So from the words of Rabeinu Yonah, we see that the essence of humility is having a realistic understanding about one's own worth. We have to realize that, firstly, that Moshe Rabbeinu, who is the greatest person of all time, at the same time, he was the humblest person of all. And why is that? Because he knew his true value. He didn't underestimate himself, and therefore he had no reason to try to overestimate himself. We have to realize that we all have a great potential that Hashem has given us. This is adapted from Majesty of Man by Rav Alter Henach Leibowitz, who concludes that if we understand our potential as human beings, we can then feel the self-confidence necessary to be humble. This humility will be a tool to us to keep the Torah and grow to ever higher levels in the service of Hashem. Now, my mother's Yahrzeit will be on Shabbos this year, on the 7th of Nisan, and one character trait that I don't think we've covered in the previous 14 Yahrzeit editions available in the playlist, or Devar Man 2, is the Moras Gitel Bas Moshe, the Chrono Vracha, was a very humble person. She had humility. She wasn't a braggart. She wasn't someone who had to be the life of the party. She was, for example, she was very intelligent, and she attended an elite school, selective school in New York City. She didn't brag about it. She didn't show off whatever her accomplishments were. She kept that to herself, amongst her husband and her family. She went about instead about her main business in life, and that was caring for her family, whether it was initially her grandparents and parents, or her husband and her children, and guiding us to the proper derech in order to be people who are contributing to society using the Ashkafa of Torah and Derech Eretz, the Breuer's, the Hirschian philosophy. And with that, I think she succeeded very well without being arrogant. So this small Aleph, we can think of her at the same time as we think about Moshe Rabbeinu's humility. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.